The principal's daughter humiliated me in front of the whole class, not knowing I controlled her father's career. It was the official evaluation day for Principal Powell, when Mrs. Clark ambushed me in the hallway saying, "The AP history substitute called in sick. Could you cover it until lunch?" Before I could explain my real purpose, she'd shoved a lesson plan into my hands and vanished. Fine, what better way to evaluate a principal than experiencing his school firsthand? Room 237 reeked of cherry vape juice and entitlement. Then the principal's daughter Madison arrived, Starbucks in one hand, iPhone in the other. The class straightened like meerkats spotting their queen. She moved like her father's position was a red carpet rolled out specifically for her designer boots. Her eyes cataloged my outfit with surgical precision. The 3-year-old blazer, sensible flats, the coffee stain I'd failed to hide. Her smile spread like an oil spill, toxic and impossible to contain. The eye roll she performed deserved an Olympic medal. Another substitute? She announced to her court that subs were just failed teachers collecting participation trophies. The laughter that followed felt rehearsed, obligatory. Her friends knew their roles. When I introduced myself as Ms. Xiao, she lit up with the kind of glee usually reserved for cats who'd cornered mice. Xiao? Like the Chinese restaurant on Fifth? Did I deliver on weekends? Her friend Tyler howled as if she'd invented comedy. My fingers pressed into the attendance sheet, right over her father's evaluation form tucked beneath. I tried to remind myself. Deep breaths. Channeled the patience of a real substitute who needed this job. Madison's confidence inflated with each passing minute. She pulled out her phone, narrating my appearance to her Instagram story. The substitute teacher fashion police was in session, apparently. Target clearance rack? Goodwill? She zoomed in on my shoes, speculating about which Payless was having a going out of business sale. When I asked her to put the phone away, she actually laughed. Not a chuckle, a full-throated laugh that said she'd eaten bigger challenges for breakfast. The stories poured out. Ms. Garcia, who tried to give her detention, now teaches kindergartners finger painting. Mr. Birch, who'd failed her for plagiarizing an essay, mysteriously transferred mid-semester. Each tale made her grow taller, made my blazer feel shabbier. Then came the coffee incident. She hip-checked my desk while gesturing dramatically about her trip to the mall. My coffee mug exploded across my papers in a brown tsunami. Her oops was about as sincere as a politician's promise. She filmed me scrambling for paper towels, narrating about how substitutes were basically janitors with teaching licenses. A $100 bill materialized from her wallet like a magic trick designed to humiliate. She waved it slowly, explaining how this single bill represented 10 hours of substitute pay, maybe 12 if the district was feeling stingy. The bill fluttered to the floor between us. "Fetch," she commanded. The word hung in the air like a challenge. She explained, with the patience of someone training a particularly stupid dog, that I could pick up the money or she could tell Daddy I was incompetent. My choice. I bent down, picked up the bill, watched her victory smile bloom. That's when she hopped onto my desk, oots leaving black scuffs on the wood. She called for a class vote on whether I should leave immediately and spare everyone the secondhand embarrassment. Hands rose. Not all, but enough. Democracy in action, she declared, live streaming the whole thing. She started listing my failures, the cheap clothes, the pushover attitude, the obvious desperation of someone clinging to the bottom rung of education. Her father, she explained, was restructuring next year. But maybe if I learned my place, stayed quiet, accepted that some people were meant to serve while others led. The intercom saved her from finishing as the principal said, "Ms. Xiao to the principal's office, immediately." Madison's grin could have powered a small city. She graciously offered to put in a good word, maybe help me keep my sub-license if I apologized properly. I gathered my things, including the coffee-soaked evaluation folder, with its official Board of Education seal now clearly visible. Madison's eyes tracked the movement, some primitive part of her brain registering danger. I mentioned, almost casually, that her father was expecting me. We had a meeting scheduled, his performance evaluation. The Board of Education was very interested in how principals maintained discipline and professional standards. The color drained from her face so fast I worried she might faint. Her mouth opened and closed like a fish discovering air. I thanked her for the visceral demonstration of power dynamics and corruption. The board loved specific examples. A $100 bill would make excellent evidence. Her friends had suddenly discovered fascinating things in their textbooks. She stammered about jokes, about context, about how everyone knew she didn't really mean it. The bell interrupted her. I told her, "Better hurry to next period. Your father is strict about tardiness, isn't he?" Then I left. The last sound before the door closed was Madison's shriek about college recommendations, about transcripts, about how Daddy had promised if she got one more complaint. But I was already walking toward Principal Powell's office, heels clicking with new purpose. That's just part one. If you're ready for the twist no one saw coming, the link's below.